Hi friends, it's Sammy and Anna with Blue Feather Homestead. Welcome back to our kitchen. Today is Monday. It is Thanksgiving week and we have been busy in the kitchen and we still have a lot more to do. We made some biscuits this morning and you can see that video before, some homemade biscuits. We won't have to mess with that in the morning. We'll have breakfast ready. But we do need to make some side dishes for our Thanksgiving dinner. We're gonna make some make-ahead side dishes, so where we just have to heat them up on Thanksgiving morning and take them with us. We'll go ahead and start with the sweet potato casserole. So these are a can of yams, sweet potatoes is what we've got here, and I've got them drained and we're just gonna mash those up. So I'm gonna have Anna go ahead and start on that. Go ahead and get those mashed. We have the oven heating up to 375. I'm gonna go ahead and add in some eggs. You can use your own sweet potatoes, bake them or boil them if you want to do that. I'm just gonna use what I have in the cabinet today. What I have in the pantry is what we're using today for the most part. So there's 3 eggs. Go ahead and get those mashed up in there. And this is 3/4 cup milk. I'm just gonna start adding it in there, okay, while you're mashing. You getting it? 1 cup of brown sugar, just 1 cup. You'll use another cup, but that's for the topping, okay? 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. There's 1, about a half. About 1.5 teaspoons of salt. Sorry about all the banging. Woo! That's too much. And the cinnamon. Gotta have the cinnamon. Just 1, 2, 3, about 1/4 of cinnamon. And that's it. We're just gonna mix that up real good. Can I help you, or are you doing all right?
Doing all right.
Okay. She's just gonna pour this into our baking pan here, which is greased. Sprayed it out. Let me go ahead and scrape that out. Good job. Now for the topping, you're gonna have to have some melted butter. It's 3/8 of a cup of butter melted, okay? But this is basically 6 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna melt that. Do you guys have a sugar bear? It's so cute. And it does a good job. Okay, so we are gonna start with a cup of brown sugar. Can you hand me that measuring cup over there? Thank you. It's got a little bit of flour left on it, that's okay. I've got flour everywhere, don't I? Mm-hmm. Let me go ahead and use this here. Okay, there's a cup of brown sugar. Yes, ma'am. That looks yummy already. Now the butter, which was 6 tablespoons of butter. Now we're going to do 3/4 of a cup of flour, and this is all-purpose flour. Go ahead and dump it in. Okay, let me get 2 more. Okay. Now we're just going to mix this up. This is what's going to be crumbled up on the top before we bake it, before we put it in the oven. And go ahead and grab those pecans. It calls for 1.5 cups of pecans, and we're just gonna, I don't know, I don't think there's that much in there, but that's okay. Just go ahead and dump all those pecans into the mix here. There we go. Then you're just gonna mix it until it's a bit crumbly, okay? Just kind of crumbles on the top. Okay, she's got the sprinkle on top. Now we're gonna add some marshmallows to the top of this, and it is totally optional. You don't have to add that topping. You can leave out the pecans even in this if you want to. You know, it's just kind of up to your taste, but I'm gonna go ahead and pour these on, and she's gonna spread them out a little bit. I think you could put about 2 cups on there, you know, or just however many you want to put on there. So we're gonna put approximately 2 cups. Now you see how she's doing? She's just kind of spreading them lightly over the top. We're not smashing them down in there or anything. Just like the crumble topping too. We're gonna throw that into the oven for about 30 to 35 minutes or so. We'll just kind of watch the topping and make sure it doesn't burn on top. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the green bean casserole, which this is just basically a traditional, simple green bean casserole, but I thought I'd bring you along with me, okay? And the sweet potato casserole, how easy was that? Let's start by just adding 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. See if we can get it out in one clump. There we go. That turned out perfect. 1 cup of milk. And then we're just going to whisk that until it's smooth. It's so awesome to be able just to do this in one pan, mix it up and throw it in the oven and serve it in the same pan. Now I like to go ahead and add my pepper right now. You can pepper to your taste. Now you're going to add a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, Worcestershire sauce, however you want to say that. About a teaspoon there. Just give that a mix. Super simple. Okay, and we're doing 2 cans of green beans, and these are drained. And you can use frozen green beans if you want. But we're just going to use what we've got in the pantry today, which is canned green beans. And I've got some French onion soup. I'm sorry, not French onion soup, some French onion here. Half of this, because I have the whole amount in the same bowl. So I'm going to stir in. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this here. I think I'm going to do a little bit more. There we go. Give that a good mix. Now you can add, you know, bacon bits, onion, minced onion if you want to. You can put whatever you want to really in here to spruce it up a little bit. I'm just doing the basic traditional green bean casserole. I always tend to put too many of those French fried onions in there, but that's okay. It tastes good. All right, so that's ready to go in the oven. So we have about 10 minutes left for our sweet potato casserole that's in the oven. We'll pull that out and we will put in our green bean casserole to cook for 30 minutes. But we just wanted to say that if you are new to our channel, we appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with us today. And if you're one of our regular subscribers, you guys, we love you and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your support. So this cooked for 30 minutes and I pulled it out. I'm just going to give it a real good stir here. Then we're going to sprinkle the rest of these onions up on top. Now normally you would bake this for 5 more minutes with this on top, but I am going to skip that because I'm going to heat this up the day of Thanksgiving before I take it, and so I'm just going to leave it like that. Chicken noodles is like such a huge tradition in our family. My granddaddy would get up and make homemade noodles and have them sitting on the counter all day, and he'd drop them into the broth and we'd have this wonderful big fat noodles in this chicken broth, you know, to make chicken noodle soup. It was just fantastic, and you have it cooking in a huge giant roaster. And so it just kind of went on down the line. Mom made them, I've made them, my sister, you know, we've all made them in the family, but I'm cheating. I'm gonna use these this year. So anyway, oh, this is on it. She's decided she needs some popcorn, so she's melting some butter back there, but I'll go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start by pouring some chicken broth in here. This is just some chicken broth that I had made and put in the freezer. If I don't can it, I put it in the freezer. And then I got these for $1 a piece. Don't know if you saw that, but this is just some chicken broth from the store. Okay, and another one. Now I'm just going to turn that on high and cover it and bring it to a boil. I decided I'm going to go ahead and add one more box because my sister especially loves these chicken noodles, and I'm sure she's going to want to keep some at home with her to have for the next day. Now you could add carrots and celery to your soup if you'd like to, but in my broth I put, you know, celery and carrots and onion and all kinds of things. It's just flavored in that broth, so I'm not going to add it to the soup. It's just going to be this, some chicken and some noodles. I just happen to have this one single chicken breast in my freezer, so I put that in the oven to bake in between meals that I've cooked today. So I'm just going to tear it up a little bit and throw that into the chicken noodles. I'm going to go ahead and dump these in. Bag number 2. Now I'm just going to let this simmer for about 20 minutes. So normally when you're making your chicken noodles from scratch, your noodles have so much flour on them. When you dump them into your chicken broth, your boiling chicken broth, then it'll kind of make its own cream sauce. Well, with these frozen store-bought noodles, it's not the case, okay? You're gonna have to make your own cream sauce for your noodles, so we'll go ahead and make that. So it's gonna take 8 tablespoons of butter, basically a whole stick of butter. I'm gonna add a half a cup of flour to this butter. Whoops. I'm gonna let that cook for about a minute or so. My fire burns kind of hot, so I'm gonna really watch it. So these have been cooking probably about 20 minutes or so. As you can tell, the noodles have kind of gotten fatter, soaked up some of that juice. I'm gonna go ahead and add the chicken that I cut up, that I baked earlier. I didn't add it to the boiling broth just because, you know, I already cooked it and I didn't really want it to cook any more than it is. It's not a whole lot of chicken, but it's okay. Now I'm going to add in the cream that I made. I'm going to stir that in. I am going to add some pepper to this, but this is pretty much finished. We can let that simmer for a little bit, but like I said, it's pretty much done. That's an easy side dish. So we're totally having chicken noodles for supper tonight, and then we'll take the rest with us on Thanksgiving. Almost halfway through of all of the stuff that I need to cook for the Thanksgiving dinner. The husband's already taken bites of the sweet potato casserole and has talked me into making another one. So we're gonna keep that one and I'll make another one. But I'm gonna make an apple fritter dessert also. If you want to see that video, I'll put a link in the description below. I don't think I'm gonna do that on camera, but I do need to make a couple more of hors d'oeuvres. So I think I'll probably do that tomorrow, and maybe I'll film that too. But you guys, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Take it easy. Have a great Thanksgiving. Bye-bye. So normally when you are making your chicken noodles from scratch, if you're making your noodles from scratch, when you add them to the broth, it'll give it kind of a creamy texture. Quit trying to make me laugh in the background. So normally, noodles are different. I'm gonna have to make my own cream for this. So we'll start with, these kids are in the background making me trying to laugh.